And thank you for your patience on that one as the music intros, just to make sure there's no technical issues. Welcome everyone to the 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. We are joined today by Abigail Alexander from the Spark program for Action for Children. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We're thrilled to have you in. I know we got a chance to talk about your organization a little bit at some of our events, and that's how this all came about. So why don't you tell everybody who's watching a little bit about your organization?
Sure. So Action for Children is a local childcare resource and referral agency based out of downtown Columbus. And we're committed to assuring that every child has quality early learning experiences. So we focus on transforming the lives of children by supporting the everyday heroes who most influence our children's lives. So that includes their parents, caregivers, guardians, and educators.
That sounds like a great program, especially the educators part. As a former teacher, I'm always about that.
Yeah.
What are some of the most common questions that you receive about your organization?
So a little bit about Spark before I jump into that.
Oh,
so Spark is our free kindergarten readiness program at Action for Children. So we support children ages 3 and 4 in Reynoldsburg and all of Franklin County, and just helping the parent get their child ready for kindergarten. So that includes building on their math, literacy, social, emotional, and other needs as well.
That's a good thing. As somebody, again, while I taught high school, when I talk to my wife teaches 6th grade in Canal Winchester, and when I talk to others, it is amazing how much that early influence in education can help set the stage for things that nobody really might see until they get to the high school era.
Exactly.
But that foundation is so important.
Yes, exactly.
So when you get those questions, then so somebody comes in, they say, tell me, hey, what can I do about this? Or how can I get this? What kind of questions do you get?
So we get a lot of questions, especially around Spark. Is this program really free? Because Spark is such an amazing program. We provide monthly lessons to our children. So our 3-year-old children get 10 lessons and our 4-year-old children get 12. And in those lessons, each child receives a book that our lessons are based upon, and then supplemental learning materials that go along with it to just really enrich those activities and help the parents get their children ready for kindergarten. So those supplemental activities can include crayons, paper, scissors, different art materials, sensory materials, Play-Doh, cookie cutters, just trying to really let the child experience in everything that they need to get them ready for school. So then with that, the parents are always like, this is a lot of stuff. Like, are you sure there's no cost associated with it? And we're just proud to say, yes, it's totally free. Spark covers all of the materials, and our main focus is just working on getting you and your kiddo ready to be successful in kindergarten, because like you said, that lays the foundation for their school success throughout their entire academic career.
That is an awesome program, and you say that it's free, and that's great. But let's say that we're community members, and how can the community support this organization? Because obviously somebody's paying for it somewhere. So how can we get involved? How can people, if they want to do something for this organization, how can the community get involved?
So our program does receive funding through United Way and Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services. But you can always learn more about Action for Children and our programming by visiting our websites, actionforchildren.org, or just calling the main office, 614-224-0222, and just asking how you can get more involved in supporting our organization that way. But really just sharing the programs that we offer. Like I said, we offer programs from birth with Help Me Grow, and we have programs for moms and dads. And so just sharing our resources, our programming with your community members is honestly the best way. one of the best ways that you can support us.
That's awesome. Well, you're always welcome in Reynoldsburg for such great causes all the way throughout. Now, I know you mentioned United Way and some other things, but typically, are there any upcoming special events or other programs that you would like to kind of bring out to make sure people are aware of?
So really the only special event that we have going on for Spark right now is our enrollment season. We are enrolling children now through December 22nd. We have an upcoming family group lesson for our 4-year-olds also in December, and that's just a really great time for families to get together, for children to interact, especially those children who are not in an early childhood or care setting. It gives them time to interact with their peers, and that lays a foundation as well for what they'll experience when they go to school.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Again, if everybody watching, if you want to get some more information, you can go to www.actionforchildren.org, or you can get the phone number. And I love the phone number because it's just it's simple, 224-0222.
Yeah.
So that's a good one, 614 area code all the way across. Well, Abby, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm glad that this is a program that we are able to kind of share with our community members. I know I will continue to find ways to kind of push this over to our school district as well. Usually we have a couple of board members that are watching to kind of partner with that, because obviously for some of the kids that are in school now, maybe they have younger siblings. This might be a program that they would like to take advantage of all the way through. So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. You're welcome to stay around for the rest of the show and learn all about Reynoldsburg. But obviously, if you've got plenty of things to do, please feel free and go back to doing. But again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
So everybody else, again, Action for Children, it's a great program out there. I met them at some of our community events this past year. Just another opportunity of things that you get to find out, resources that are available to the community that you might otherwise not be aware of. So speaking of schools, I got a lot of cool things coming up. One of the big events that the school does this time of the year is homecoming. So obviously you've got the homecoming dance, but for something for community members to get involved in is our homecoming parade, which is actually next Thursday. It's already here. It's going to be starting at 6 p.m. at the Livingston campus. There's going to be all sorts of school organizations, athletic teams, and all the different schools are going to be involved. The theme is Barbie. So you can only imagine how much pink is going to be everywhere for this thing. So it's going to be an amazing thing. Hope everybody can join us. I know the city will be out there. We're working hard on our Barbie themed float that we're going to have in there as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. But if you can't wait that long to get involved with the schools, you actually have an opportunity tonight from 5:30 to 6:30 at the central office, which is right next to City Hall, to speak with President Angela Abram or Vice President Debbie Dunlap. They're going to be at the central office tonight from 5:30 to 6:30 answering questions that you have. If you can't make it tonight, the next one that I've been told is Tuesday, September 26th from 6 to 7 at the Welcome Center. That will be, again, President Abram as well as board member Neil Whitman. And I believe Neil Whitman was actually out there yesterday. So the board is definitely doing what they can to get out there and be part of the community, answer some of those questions. Sometimes Facebook is a great way to get certain information out, but if you have more nuanced questions or specific questions, it's always good to talk to somebody face to face. If you're done going to that one tonight at 6:30, come on over and go to the Community Commission meeting here at City Hall. Community Commissions are an organization that was kind of started by Councilwoman Shawnette Strickland and I. It is an opportunity for community members to get involved in various commissions, including art, beautification, traffic and transportation, military recognition, and what's the other one? Did I miss one? Welcoming and diversity. So they all have all of those groups that are in there. There's a panel that's on there right now that is serving, but you are more than welcome to come in and participate. Anything that you can do to provide some suggestions to us about, hey, I thought about this. What about if we did this type of thing in our community? It's a great opportunity to get those informational pieces out there. Any questions about anything so far? All right. We also have some other cool events coming up related to education. We have the Reynoldsburg Education Foundation Gala and Mulligan Golf Tournament that are coming up this month. The Education Foundation is actually a great organization that is dedicated to provide scholarship funding for teacher programs that are directly beneficial to students. It could be resources and supplies for teachers to use in the classroom. So far, the gala, the organization has actually provided over $10,000 or just under $10,000 in grants. But one of the ways that they get this money is they have events. The one that is kind of the fun, you get to dress up And the fancy clothes type of thing is a gala on Thursday, September 28th. It's at 1883 locale. Starts about 6 o'clock in the evening or so. Has the opportunity to go and enjoy it there. They'll have great food, refreshments, and it's a great opportunity for a silent auction. Anything from Blue Jackets tickets to one of the more popular ones is the opportunity to bid to throw a pie in my face. So you have the opportunity if you want to do that. They do take bids, and you'll get to see that happen before the game in October at Reynoldsburg High School Stadium. So that's a great thing. If the gala is not your thing and you want to be a little bit more active, you can still register for the Mulligan Golf Outing, which is this Saturday. It starts at 12 o'clock. It's $125 per golfer, and you get cart, food, and a bag full of interesting swag and all of that stuff. So it'll be there. But it's a great opportunity. And those funds, again, are split between Hart Food Pantry, which is a great cause, as well as our Reynoldsburg Education Foundation. I'll be out there this Saturday. My golf game will be nowhere in existence, but I will be out there having fun. It's going to be a good time all the way around. Now, this past Monday night, we had our council meeting. And so what I thought I would do is I would kind of talk a little bit about what happened at council, just so that way people are up to date. Maybe you didn't get a chance to see it, things of that nature. First, we would like to welcome Mildred Johnson, who is going to be our new councilwoman. She was selected out of a very, very qualified group of individuals that came out that wanted to get involved. Council ended up selecting her, and I'm hopeful that the rest of those individuals want to join in some fashion, whether it's the community commissions or other things. But we hope to have Councilwoman Mildred Johnson on the show here sometime before the end of the year. We also discussed Wagner Road. So Wagner Road is still progressing. We are moving forward. We're at the 96% engineering phase. So that part is done. We're getting a couple of things taken care of with some coordination with the Franklin County Engineers Office, and we hope to have that out for bid sometime in the next month or so. But you will be seeing Columbia Gas working sometime in late October, early November. They're going to be, the first part of this is relocating the gas line. So that'll be there, but a lot of the authorizations were put in place there. We also signed the authorization for, as you recall, we were the recipient of a FEMA flood grant study. So that has been taken care of. We have selected the firm that is actually going to do the work. So now that we've gotten that part of it taken care of, we'll be having that function of meeting in the next couple of weeks as we go through that. We also have a new policy in our parks, which is kind of a policy that most of you will go, really? I didn't think it was supposed to be that way anyway. But it is a policy on marijuana. As you know, marijuana is on the ballot this November for passage for recreational use. However, City Council still feels much like tobacco or alcohol. None of those things are acceptable in our parks. So we're kind of getting ahead of the game in case this particular issue does pass in November, that we wanted to make sure that that was something that was taken care of. We also accepted a grant from the state of Ohio for $1.3+ million that will help extend a sewer grant or sewer line all the way from Taylor Road out to our eastern borders that will help improve capacity for the schools that are out there, potentially if the schools build another building out there, as well as any other potential development south of the high school, which is currently zoned in innovation use. Innovation would be job creating type things. So this is something where it's a job center of sorts. So this will help that. So again, exciting evening at council. Council meets every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. So they'll be here on September 25th. And who knows what exciting things will be there. If you want to look at the agenda ahead of time, it's always published a Friday before. You can even register and go to the city and actually have the agenda sent to you when it is public before the meetings come out. All you have to do is send a request to Clerk Prasher for that one. As far as other updates, I had a great conversation a little while ago with a resident about Main Street. Main Street is continuing to work on. We're in the last phases of it. What you're seeing right now is getting all of the underground water lines, sewer lines, things of that nature, the drainage and all of that getting set. You'll probably see tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. You'll see some strings being lined up all the way along the side of the road. That'll be the next thing that you see, because as of right now, the schedule is the curb is going to be put in place on Tuesday of next week. My guess is it'll probably take 2 days to